guys, welcome back to the Chatbox where we discuss everything beauty, health, and wellness. I am your host, Tiffany, and I have two amazing, beautiful women with me today. We have Stephanie and Brianna.
Hello.
Hey! So they are nutritionists and they are here to spill all the tea on how we can fuel our souls with food and do it the healthy way, right? Yeah. So can you ladies kind of give us a little bit of an intro of yourselves?
Yeah, so just as you mentioned, we're in the wellness space. We focus on nutrition. So we co-own Stef and Bri Wellness. And so we are a virtual nutrition company that serves women of color and athletes, and then a little bit of everybody else too.
A
little in between. But we focus on just bringing that holistic approach to nutrition, making sure people are inclusive. We come from a weight inclusive space. So we try to care for people based off of who they are, what they've been through, things like that, and try to come up with a plan that truly fits them and what they're looking for.
Okay.
a little bit.
I mean, she took it all, but what you got to add?
Oh, right. Well, just the intricate part of it. We do have full-on membership that has like lab testing, a place to just discuss nutrition with other dietitians, the dietitians within our company. We host events. We do a little bit of everything for our ladies. So some of our athletes get a little jealous because we try to give our ladies whatever they can, whatever they need within that membership, but it's been great.
Okay. And speaking of athletes, I learned today that they are former professional. WNBA and overseas.
WNBA overseas. We had a good time. We've been playing together since we were little, all the way up through college at USC in California. And then Bri went to WNBA, went overseas. I went overseas and we retired. And that's when things started with Power Portions. And now what is now Stef and Bri Wellness.
Yeah. Awesome. Ooh, that's some good stuff.
I know.
So I'm sure y'all been keeping up with everything that's been going on with the WNBA.
Oh my God. I'm here for it. I'm here for the pub. I'm here for all the tea, everything. I just love that they're talking about women's basketball in a positive light, and it's everywhere. Yeah. So
awesome.
And they're going back. Like what I love about it is that they're now kind of going back in time, and they're able to see, because you have people that are new to women's basketball that are like, oh, this is, the players are so much better now, and all these different things.
Hold on.
Let's have some games now. So
let me put my sneakers
back into the records. So it's like, what's the respect? So now you see that. So I can appreciate, what people are doing now, because they're bringing up old names, right? They're going back and looking at other players that used to play, and they're looking at those records, and they're looking at film. So you're finding that there's just much more respect for women's basketball as a whole, and I can respect that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm mad at it. All right, so we're going to transition over into our hot topics, where we talk about what's currently trending on social media. And according to an NPR organization article, right, they are saying that the big box food companies are opting out of the anti-diet movement in order to sell products. So there was a movement back in the 1960s that was going on to try to help with body shaming and weight shaming and things like that, and food shaming, right? And so now they are trying to tweak things and twist things around so that it kind of fits their needs for sugary products and things that aren't really healthy for us. So what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, so that article was kind of based off of another article that came from the Washington Post, who is notorious for bashing people in the nutrition space in general. However, like, how I feel about it is, some of these bigger brands are utilizing healthcare professionals to kind of normalize certain foods, because the other issue that a lot of people don't talk about is food insecurity. And so online, we see a lot of don't eat this and don't eat that. But what if you have this mom that can't afford anything but Honey Nut Cheerios? Right. And so now she's fighting like what social media is telling her about her sugary cereals. But her kids are over here and need a meal. Right. So it's like, how do we normalize eating food, right? For the people that are struggling to make those decisions, may not be able to afford options, right? So on that side of the spectrum, I think there's a need and a place for it. But then on the other end, I do think that sometimes brands pick a little bit, they kind of choose how they set themselves up in this space, and that can be a little bit tricky to navigate as well.
Absolutely. I ain't got nothing else to add on that. Okay.
I know Bria's gonna pick it apart. That's one thing she's doing.
She said, first of all, to watch it in post.
I post sometimes like, oh, there's something else sometimes.
Okay, all right. So we'll go over into our next topic, right? So this is another article from Route 50, and basically there is a Nevada meal plan for the seniors and for people that have disabilities and things like that, and they are allowing them with certain restaurants to use SNAP, aka food stamps,
right, exactly,
to pay for their meals. So I like where this is going, but what do you think? But what are your thoughts on it? For one, and secondly, if it's broadened up, so not just seniors 60 and over, but maybe the younger.
Very specific.
Yes. What are your thoughts?
It's a tough one, because on one end, I'm like, okay, yes, anytime we increase accessibility, I'm not mad at that, right? Like anytime you make food more accessible to any group across the lifespan, especially people like seniors, I'm not mad. Yeah. However, I might be a little apt to say like, okay, well, what's on the menu?
Yeah.
Right now,
because if they may be limiting the menu for,
it's
that's
like
true.
A certain type of week, like, okay, we're taking everything off the menu and you can only get 5 different things.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Anywhere.
That's true.
I almost feel like maybe there should be some sort of like, and I know they'll likely do this, but have some sort of programming that tells restaurants like, hey, if you want to qualify to be able to accept SNAP, these are some of the restrictions you need to meet, or some of the qualifications you need to meet. Because when you look at things like WIC, I actually worked in a WIC clinic before, and when you have WIC, there's certain parameters. You can't get everything with WIC, right? Like, and even with EBT, like SNAP, like there are certain things that you qualify for when you go into the grocery store. So I feel like those like restrictions and parameters should not be lost in the mix.
That's true.
Whenever you open it up to restaurants.
I want an alcoholic beverage. Can I get that?
Like exactly. They really have to be very specific about what's going on, what you're gonna get. And hopefully it goes over well. I love the idea. I love the thought of it. At least they're trying. We'll just see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, because what I can see, especially here in Houston, we go to Papa Do's and we got crab legs.
There's so many restaurants. It's the options. So what are the options? And are you going to give it to everybody? Do they have plans on opening it up? Because that would, to me, be a great idea. But there's a lot of things that come with it. It's just, what are the next steps?
And to that point, I also see that Amazon does it as well. I didn't notice that, but they had the little EBT thing on there. I'm like, oh, okay, or SNAP or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, y'all taking food stamps.
They're going to take whatever they can to get these products and this food out the door. So you got to do what you got to do.
And they should. Like these brands that, if they're selling food products, like you should be able to use your SNAP for that.
I agree.
Like 100%. You can't limit people to where they can grocery shop.
That's true.
And that was the issue before some of the new renovations to, the restrictions and parameters and things like that. It was like, oh, well, you can only use your, EBT at this grocery store. It's like, well, what if they don't have access to that? Look at some of these food deserts. You might have a grocery store close by you. So places like Amazon taking SNAP is like a game changer. Now you can get those things delivered if you're a working mom or working dad, and now you can't, I have lots of thoughts on this. Anyway,
I appreciate all the thoughts. Okay. But we're going to go ahead and roll into our topic, fueling your healthy journey, food for the soul. Okay. So I kind of wanted to start off by asking, like, how do you all get into this? So how did this journey start for you all?
Well, as we said before, when we decided to retire, we wanted a space for our athletes to go, our friends at that time, to go to kind of get recipes and healthy options while they're overseas.
Okay.
And it kind of blossomed from there. So we decided to start a blog and put the recipes on the blog. And from there, we were like, okay, we had a few athletes ask us, well, can you just cook it for us? And so we were like, I mean, we could.
I know,
and our church at the time, they allowed us to come in and cook. And so we were meal prepping, and we started a meal prep business called Power Portions.
Wow.
And once we started doing that, we included nutrition as well. And Bri went back and she went back to school, got her master's in clinical nutrition. And yeah, she's the one. She's the dietitian. I'm just here. No, I'm a little proud. As she should be.
Right.
But yeah, she went and got her master's, and we decided to cut out the meal prep. It was just too much. And we were like, we're not really chefs.
Yeah.
We enjoy it, but it wasn't, we just couldn't withstand it. We couldn't stand it. So we decided to carry on. And then last year, August of 2023, 2023, we decided, okay, we're going to name our overarching name to be Steph and Bri Wellness. And then we launched the Gnaw Collective August of 2023.
Okay.
And so that gave us the 2 brands like that. And so
the beautiful website. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah. So we're going into year 9?
Oh, wow.
Business. Yeah. Started 20.
Wow.
So going good. Can't complain.
Okay. And so you all have a podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So what made you start that piece of it?
Actually, so my husband always makes fun of us because he's like, how do y'all sit on the phone all day and like just be talking about it? I'm like, I mean, we have things to talk about. There's a lot going on right now. So we kind of were like, well, maybe we should do something like a podcast because we do have lots of things to talk about. And what we found is that a lot of the conversations that her and I have are just like raw conversations, like our emotions and what we want to share with the people. And it's very different than like when you're doing a structured coaching call or a consult or something. And we're like, let's do a podcast and we can just let loose and kind of share the stuff. So yeah, we started Biscuits and Gravy in the morning, essentially allowing us to have a space to just share stuff that's just comfortable for us, to kind of have that conversation that we normally have on FaceTime and actually put it out there for other people to enjoy, because we know there's other ladies that are like us that are wanting to hear that information that we're talking about regularly. And it's typically focused on any type of health topic, nutrition, etc. So it's just another space for us to share information.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes, because I'm still going to eat my potatoes. Meat and potatoes of this. So like, what are some strategies, right? So we're all busy, right? And you ladies mentioned that you all did meal prepping and things like that. So what are some strategies for people that are trying to eat healthy, trying to make better decisions, and are on time, time constraints or things like that, but they want to do better? Yeah. So you have any advice?
I would say, because I know a lot of people are looking into meal prepping. I think the first step is figuring out what your schedule is, right? Because every day is different, and writing that down, like, okay, today I got a whole bunch of meetings, I can only do lunch and things like that. So like prepare ahead of time and know what your schedule is. And from there, figure out what you have time to do, because everybody doesn't have time to sit there and make 7 days worth of food in one day. I don't. Yeah. I would drive myself crazy. So know, like, okay, I can cook 3 days of lunch, and that's what you're going to do. Stick to the plan. And from there, like, okay, I'm going to cook all the items and then meal prep, make sure they're in their containers and ready to go. Or I'm going to go to the grocery store and just buy a couple of meals. That's okay. Yeah. I know a lot of people look at it like, oh, it's packaged already. I don't want to go to a meal prep company, but if it makes your life easier, those are already portioned the way they should be. Now you have to figure out what you need. You might need to double up or not eat as much, but that's dependent on what you need for your body. But you can do in between. There's so many things. Like for me, I know I love to meal prep lunch. So I'll do maybe a packaged grain and I'll cook my own proteins and veggies, because I have this thing with grains. I can't cook grains. I have had the most trouble with grains. So really figure out what your schedule is and break down what you have the capability of doing. Don't just look at social or TikTok and things like that, and say, hey, okay, that's what they're doing. Let me try to mimic it. I get it, but everybody doesn't have that time.
Okay. So is breakfast important?
I'll let Bri.
I am a breakfast advocate.
Okay.
Yes. Because when you think about breakfast and what it does for your body, right? Like your brain absorbs glucose as its like primary source of food, right?
Okay.
And so if we're waking up and we're getting food in our system that nourishes our brain, now you can focus more. Now you're not walking into work foggy, brained, and you're like up and you're ready to go. And so I accredit that to eating something. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be whatever you're most comfortable with, but it should be something. If you're waking up and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm good with a piece of fruit and an egg. Or maybe you're somebody that needs a little bit more like me. I'm like, I need a full-on breakfast to function. If I walk out the house with an apple, I'm hot. Like that's not enough. It's not enough.
I can't. No, if when I work out in the morning, I cannot eat like she does.
See, I don't like to eat before I work out. Some people say, well, you need that to burn. I'm like, no, I don't like to. That makes me feel sluggish.
She's been on me about doing that. And I'm like, okay.
So you're saying to eat before you work out.
You should. But here's the deal. You don't have to, because you can do a workout fasted. And you just have to figure out what's best for your body and the type of workout you're doing, right? Like if you're doing quick 30-minute, you don't need to eat anything, right? Or if it's like a brisk walk through the neighborhood, like you're fine. But if you know you're going and you're about to do like an hour hit workout, girl, put something in your system. I'm so tired, and I almost passed out. I'm like, well, because you didn't eat no food before you went out there.
Calories.
So it depends on the type of workout.
See, she's with me. Stephanie is with me.
I'm real practical.
It all depends. It's so individualized. So you got to kind of figure out what works for you. But typically, time frame wise, if it's going to be less than 45 minutes and you may not need anything longer than that, and anything more intense than like a brisk walk or like a basic lift, then you probably should put something in your system.
Okay. So when it comes to like snacks, are there any healthy snack choices that you would recommend for on the go?
Yes. Right. So we love bars. Like there's all kinds of bars out there. Like there's Go Macro bars. Like there's Kind bars. There's all kinds of bars out there. Ready to drink shakes. So only what you need. OWYN is what it's labeled. That's another good one that we love. But then I also have a rule of thumb that I always share with my clients. Like try to put at least 2 food groups together for snacks. So when you think about like a protein and maybe a veggie, so let's say you're like, okay, I want to have some, turkey, and I'm also going to have some carrots or something on the side, whatever.
Okay.
That can be a snack. So trying to pair 2 food groups together if you're somebody that likes more whole food type options. But there's also like mixed food options like bars and shakes and stuff like that, to where you can just grab and go. Whatever you can be consistent with.
Yeah. Right. And you can meal prep that too. Meal prep your snacks. I do it all the time, little mini charcuterie to go, and that's about it. But I have to have I'm a snacker, so I'm like snacks are a must for me.
That's where we're different. I'm like, give me the meals.
Okay, so you want
lunch and dinner.
Okay, so you don't do snacks.
I'll eat them.
Okay,
but like I'm more like I need my meals. Like, I need my meals, and then snacks are snacks for what they are. Like they don't substitute nothing.
Like no, pull the snack. Do I have a whole snack?
Oh Lord,
I need my snacks ASAP.
Y'all are funny. Okay, all right. So we live in Houston, right? And so we are bombarded with many different social factors when it comes to food. We're almost the mecca of food. Every time you turn around, there's a new restaurant that's opening out here. So how do you think we can move around and combat the want to be a part of Sunday Fun Day and partaking in, the social activities and the cultural things here? But still do it like in a healthy way.
My number one tip is to, like, when you have a Sunday Fun Day coming up, or even like an evening, Saturday, something, stop focusing on that one meal all day. So when I say that, it's like, oh girl, I'm about to be at brunch tomorrow, so like I'm not going to eat dinner tonight. Or
I am so guilty. I am guilty.
We've all done it. Everybody's been there. But that is the biggest mistake that people make.
Wow.
Here's the deal. When you do that, right, you wake up in the morning, you're automatically focused on drinks with the girls later, right? Like automatically. So you're like, okay, let me just eat a little something here and there, and that way I'll save up my calories for dinner, right? So when you show up at dinner, how hungry are you? You're starving.
So you're going to tear that food up, girl.
The bread, the drinks, the meal, and you're going back for more because you did not nourish your body all day. So treat those meals, like treat your day as you normally would. If you ate breakfast and lunch and all those meals that you normally eat and you went about your day as normal, then dinner wouldn't seem so crazy.
That's true.
But we always have to recover after dinner or brunch because we were like starving ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's always my number one tip. Treat it like a normal day or a normal meal.
Oh, but she was definitely talking to me with that one because I'm the queen of, if I'm, like if I have dinner plans after work, I won't eat nothing all day because I'm about to tear it up.
Exactly. And I would also, just to piggyback off of what Bri's saying, don't shame yourself. It's okay to have a night or two. Sometimes it takes 3, like depending on what the week is looking like. But remember that you also did what you wanted to do as far as like working out. You've been doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as your nutrition. Like, it's okay. Don't shame yourself. And if you have it, like, it's fine. Like, tomorrow will come. Start over. It's okay to start over. I try to tell people that all the time. Like, you can start over. It's okay. And you don't have to fast. You don't have to do all the things. Just start your day over.
Okay.
We're here now.
Okay, so what do y'all thought? So maybe you may not have any feedback on this one, but like a healthy social drink option.
So there's a few different options. We typically have a sip and learn in December where we talk about like alcohol and like pairing different things together. So I would say the first option would be like when you are drinking, try to take out some of those extra things that are added in. So like, if you have a super sugary drink and stuff like that, it's like,
it's me.
Sweet.
I like sweet drink.
Me too.
She loves the sweet.
That's my jam. So I'm like, I might as well not even have nothing. Sometimes it's a matter of like either having half of that or maybe just like drinking something that is not as sugary or seeing if the bartender has maybe different options to make it a sweet drink. That's something you can do is kind of get like a custom drink. So I would say that's something. Or even just, cutting out some of the added. So if there's no juice or maybe just doing something on the rocks or whatever, if drinking is really what you want, like it's a taste of alcohol or whatever. We've also talked about some 0 proof options too. I mean, beer. There's all kinds of stuff.
There's wine that doesn't have alcohol in it. What else? There was something else that was 0 proof, but those options have been great. There's a lot of restaurants that are actually implementing those.
Oh, good. Okay.
In their mocktails, just so you can still get the vibe of sitting.
But you're gonna get all that sugar though with that mocktail.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you don't have the hangover after having all of them. So you can still enjoy it, especially if you're not a drinker. So that was actually pretty fun to see. If anybody could tell the difference between the 0 proof tequila
and the real.
And you've got to also, like, when you're drinking, not drinking by itself, right? Like eating at the same time, drinking water at the same time. Like those things help to balance what's actually going on in your body.
True.
So that's really, really important whenever you think about it. And the other piece is like, when you first get to a place and you have a drink, right? Try to make that one drink last. Because that's the other thing is like exploring your relationship with alcohol is very important as well. Like, why are you drinking? Are you drinking because you're doing it socially? Are you drinking it because you like alcohol? Most of the time, that's not the answer. Most of the time, it's like, oh, my girls are drinking. I drink too. So try to make that drink last as long as possible that you do have, and then go from there.
Okay. That's That's true. Because I'm, typically a one and done.
Right. Yeah.
So that's cool. Okay. So y'all know social media is out here and everyone's an expert in nutrition and dieting and things like that. So how do we navigate knowing what is true, who is credible, and just knowing what's going to work for us, right? With all the fad diets and all this good stuff or bad stuff.
I'll start that one off. I feel a certain kind of way, honestly. I would say be aware of people that speak in absolutes. So when you are going through social media and there's somebody you're following that's like, if you want to do this, you have to cut out this, right? It's like, it's black or white, it's either or, there's no in between. But we know health does not look that way.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Like our bodies don't even function that way. It's different from person to person. So there's no one way to do stuff. So if you have an influencer or a healthcare professional that is speaking in absolutes about everything, that should be a red flag. Proceed with caution just in general. Because, social media is a free platform.
Yeah.
People can share whatever they want, whenever they want.
Lies and all.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it can be a lie.
Yeah.
Folks can go in.
Literally anything they want.
Whatever. Like, it's wild out here. So to proceed with caution, I don't know if I can say anything else about it. That is my number one thing.
And I would also say differentiate the difference between an influencer and a registered dietitian. There's a big difference. Credential wise, that's obvious, but even the information that they can even give you there's a huge difference. So I feel like if you're taking any type of information about your body, it should be from somebody that is credible. Now, once you get there, do your own research. There are places that you can go to get more information. There are websites, do your own research and find out what's actually good for you, and ask your doctors, especially when it comes to like weight loss and gaining muscle and all these things. Like, yes, you can get information from TikTok, and I know that's like one of the top search engines, but you need to do your own research, and you need to take that research and ask your doctors, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or get a registered dietitian, come to us and say, hey, what do you think about this? I saw this. My friends were talking about it. Want to get some more information, get your input. And that should be how you go about things and how you go about your health in general.
Okay. So that means I don't need to do Ozempic.
Oh my word.
That's a whole other topic. We can go there though. Girl, we can go there.
Listen, I'm jumping at the bit.
We can go there.
So I don't need to partake.
We will never judge you for whatever you want to do for you.
Listen,
we will never judge you.
Well, and we have people that come to us that are on those.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that's the piece that I always like to remind people about, is that when you do decide to take a drug like that, like, okay, there's plenty of drugs out here that can lead to weight loss as a byproduct of taking the medication, and that's okay. The issue that I typically have is that people think they can take them and then that's it. Right?
And I did nothing else. Yeah.
I'm going, I'm eating all the fast food. I'm not changing anything about my lifestyle. I'm not working out. I'm not doing anything that will support the changes. And so I always say, like, if that's something you choose to do, don't forget about the other stuff. It's still important to establish really good habits with food or movement or whatever, but also don't rely on that and say like, oh, I'm trying to be summertime fine.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and take it for a few weeks.
Birthday's coming up.
We always try to lose weight for the birthday.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I already know. Yeah. Have a plan. Make a plan. I will not judge you.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, good to know. So the last question is, how does nutrition and physical activity contribute to overall health? Which, that's a no-brainer. But if y'all want to...
The two go hand in hand, honestly. A lot of our personal trainer friends won't like that I say this, but honestly, working out alone without the nutrition will never work. You can do the nutrition and not work out, and you'll see some results.
That's true.
But
that's true.
Typically the other way around, like, it doesn't work that way. So
they're just maintaining.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, and then you say, okay, well, I've been in the gym for 6 months and I haven't seen any changes. And it's like, well, you also have to make sure that you adjust your nutrition. So the two go hand in hand. And there's a lot of things movement-wise that can impact how your body responds. Like when you look at heart disease, Black women and heart disease, like that is something that is very significant. High cholesterol levels can be directly impacted by the amount of movement you have. And most people don't think about that. So as a dietitian, when someone comes to me and we're looking at the labs and they're like, hey, my cholesterol is through the roof, like, what do you recommend? I'm like, well, the first thing I recommend is that you move your body. That's number one. And then we'll talk about the food and how that impacts it.
Well, they don't want to move their body.
They don't want to. They're like, wait, what? I thought you were going to tell me something. I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
But this makes my job easier because you do have to move your body. So the two go hand in hand across the board with everything.
Yeah, and I would also say I'm always an advocate of planning out your week and understanding like, hey, I'm doing a HIIT workout this day, so I need to make sure I either add here, add there, depending on your meals, add some snacks, things like that, and really understanding like this is very custom to you. What you're doing, your HIIT workout is very different from your spin workout and your Pilates workout and your yoga, and your walk, you know what I mean? So while you're planning your week out, understand like, plan that meal, that snack around what your workout is, what your business schedule, what your work schedule is, you know, things like that. So understanding yourself and how you work and how you need to implement and put your meals into place and put your workouts into place so it works for you specifically.
Okay. And I got one more thing to add or to ask you ladies. So let's just say you have someone who's been working out consistently, they've been monitoring their food, and they're not seeing results. Yeah. At that point, should they, you know, see someone in particular to kind of figure out what's going on?
Yeah, 100%. Okay. So it could be a few things. It could be that, you know, you think that your nutrition is where it should be, but maybe it's not. Or maybe, you know, your workouts are not what they need to be, but it could also be deeper. So I always tell people, look beyond the hood. That's where lab testing comes into play. Hormones, I mean, PCOS and the African American community with women, like hormone issues. I mean, seriously, like thyroid issues, all that type of stuff. And I mean, if you've got issues going on like that, there's no amount of working out that's going to change that. Right? Like you have to address that.
Yeah.
You know, there's things you need to do. And nutritionally, your diet looks different if you are dealing with hormonal issues, right? It's different than just cutting calories or changing how much you eat. It's the types of foods that you put in your body. So it's a little bit deeper than that. And normally we don't see that on social media. Like you don't see that on Google.
People steer away from that because they can't talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
They cannot legally give you that type of information. Yeah.
So lab testing, I think that's really important. Talking to a professional, like obviously a dietitian, can help you to navigate that and figuring out exactly what's going on. Because again, it could be hormonal, it could be, you know, things like thyroid, it could be gut health. Like that's something else that is a very, very intricate area of health that takes the proper testing to figure out, okay, what do we have in our gut and how is that impacting my body and the inflammation that's in it and how it responds and digests food and all that stuff. Oh my gosh. Like, it's all the things.
Like, so go see some people. I mean, go see somebody. Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah, they do lab. Yeah, they do lab testing and all of that. All right. So now we're going to move into our game segment. So I'm going to challenge these ladies to write down however many fruits and vegetables that they can when I give them a certain letter.
Okay.
Y'all have 20 seconds, and the one with the most wins.
Oh my God.
All right.
Competitive nature. Okay, here we go.
All right. So the first letter is an O. So y'all have 20 seconds. Hold on. Starting now.
Don't be cheating either. Don't be looking. It's a fruit or vegetable? Oh my gosh. This is a really hard one.
Oh, that was
Fail. I got 3. Oh my gosh. I don't even have that many.
All right, so you said you have 3.
Oh my gosh.
Bri has 3, so let me see what you got.
Oh, dang. I didn't think about that.
Oranges, okra, onion.
Okay.
Okay, that's where.
Okay, that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah, oranges.
All right, so that's all you have was oranges?
Oh my God.
All right, she has okra, olive, oregano.
Oh, we could do herbs.
Orange bell pepper.
Orange bell pepper. That's
smart.
not fair. Who you made this list? Okay, that's fair though. Okay,
that is fair.
Oil palm.
That's
okay.
So everything's included because all right. I also could have said oil of oregano.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready now.
All right.
Now I know the rule. Like, you're still gonna lose.
Y'all ready for the next one?
Okay.
All right. It is the letter C.
Oh
Oh, she focused. Oh, she in there. She said, "Oh, y'all ain't about to play with me this time." All right,
Okay.
Tommy.
I'm ready. No. I'm ready. Now I know the rules.
Okay, Bri, you gotta go first. How many did you get? Okay, what you got?
I got 5 on that one.
Okay.
Cantaloupe.
Okay.
Chili.
Mm-hmm.
Cayenne.
Okay.
Chipotle.
Dang.
Cactus.
Okay.
And that's all.
Oh my God.
Listen, I know.
Okay, carrot.
Oh, that's easy.
Cantaloupe. Chives.
Oh.
Cilantro.
Oh!
Oh my gosh! Listen, did you win?
I don't know.
Those were real good. How did I not think about carrots?
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so they have cabbage, what's this? Capers?
Capers. Okay.
Cauliflower.
Oh yeah.
Celery.
See, these are all basic ones. I want
Collard
my
greens.
spice cap.
Corn. Cucumber.
There's a lot of seeds.
Yeah,
Mess it up. 20 seconds.
cherries.
I like looked at my spice cabinet and was like, these are all the ones on the first row.
Clementine. Okay.
See, I said orange on the other ones.
Yeah. Okay. All
I need
right.
to write faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We got one more. And the letter is B as in Bob. Ooh, she's drawing a blank over there. Come on.
Oh, was that the one?
Time's up.
What do you have? I don't know that this one's going to be on there, but I just thought about it at the last minute. Okay. Blueberries,
Okay.
banana,
Okay.
basil, and then my last one was the beefsteak tomato. That does not count.
That does not count. Okay, I have basil,
Okay.
banana, and bok choy.
That's a good one. Bok
I got
choy.
fancy on that one.
Wait,
Yeah.
she's about to rattle off all the basic ones?
Yeah, y'all over here. When you going to beef what?
Beefsteak tomato. No,
I
that's
ain't
a
never heard of
tomato.
such a thing.
No, that does not count.
All right, so
That's
butternut
wild.
squash, beans,
Oh, okay.
banana squash, banana beets, bamboo shoots.
Bamboo shoots.
Oh,
yeah. That's
I ain't never heard of that. Bean sprouts, bell peppers, black eyed peas,
Oh, yeah.
broccoli, broccolini,
These are all easy ones.
Brussels sprouts. See, we know y'all got high taste.
But
Cause
you-
y'all over here. Y'all said forget these little
Bonjour.
peasants. Forget these EBT vegetables.
I'm literally in tears. Like,
Oh,
these are great. Oh my gosh.
All right, so the winner is.
Obviously.
Bri won that one. It's fine.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
All right. So that concludes our episode today at the Chatbox. I want to thank Bri and Stephanie again for coming by. I want y'all to plug where the people can find y'all.
Our website is stefandbri.com, and that's STEF as in Frank, ANDBRI.com. And you can find us on Instagram at GNAW.collective. So that's Gnaw Collective altogether. And then that's it, really. Social, website, find us both places. Period.
Well, thank you, ladies, again for sharing your expertise today. I had a really fun time with you, ladies.
We had a good time.
Yeah, so
Calm down
definitely
today.
make sure you all subscribe to our channel, share and like this video, and catch their socials in the handles below. But as always, thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye.